you're kind of directionally seeing the same thing, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. He threw a lot of good stuff out there. A few weeks ago, I was on your show and we were talking about the generic ballot being much worse. It is tightening up. We have Republicans down 3 in the registered voter and then down 4 in the likely voter, but it was 8 a few weeks ago. So I do think we are seeing some correction. This is the thing, though, and this is part of the entire conversation you guys were just having. Trump's approval rating actually recovered quite a bit in our polling, but it didn't benefit Republicans as much as you might think. So I was listening to John Solomon, I'm listening to Mark Mitchell, and I would just throw in there that this has got to be big, right? So the voters are not, going to go down a checklist of, okay, Trump promised this on the campaign trail and I got this, and this. They want big reforms, Steve. They want big moves. And if you want to buck history, you're going to have to make those big moves. So one thing I would argue, John Solomon said that was 100% correct, and our polling shows it, is that Trump just may have to campaign against his own party here soon to get what he wants. And that threat, I actually think that threat will be enough for a lot of people, but he's going to have to do that because the voters now, with Trump improving, are seeing, once again, Donald Trump in a different light than they see the Republican Party. And there are voters out there that Republicans haven't earned their votes. I mean, it really is that simple. As much as they may even like Donald Trump or give him a lot of grace because of how much he's been through just as a candidate and a leader of this country, what he's put himself through to be where he is today, they give him a lot of grace for that. But that grace does not extend to Republicans. So they better get to work, end the blue slips, nuke the filibuster, get to work, or you're cooked anyway. This is my message to them. You're cooked anyway.
They have not gotten that message, and Solomon's right, Barrett's right, Mitchell's right. There's going to be a big old throwdown here, folks, over the holiday, over Christmas and the first of the year. Yep. Barris, I want people to go to the.
What's going on, everybody? Did you miss me? It's been a long break. Haven't seen y'all since last Thursday, so I apologize. Crazy things happening, amazing things happening. I have been kind of out of the loop, but I've been catching up, and it has been wild. But I got to say, Trump's bouncing back, baby. It's beautiful stuff to see. I love it. So we got a great show for you tonight. Great show. I got so much to talk about. In fact, gonna share why I've been gone, which I know you all care. But we're going to talk about Trump's bounce back, how the economy is starting to show awesome signs. We're going to talk about Candace Owens admitting she was wrong and her crowd not liking it. Of course, she doesn't do it that simply. Why would she? Of course not. She can't do it that simply. And then, we're just going to go over some of the news of the last few days and get ready for tomorrow, where Trump apparently has a big announcement, which I plan on live streaming tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Be there, be square. Anyways, so yeah, this weekend, I went away with my wife, my beautiful bride of 17 years. We celebrated our anniversary, went up to the mountains, had an amazing time. And I got to tell you, can I just be honest for a second? I was exhausted. And after a couple nights of getting very, very good sleep for the first time in a while, caught up, I realized I needed more of it. So took off last night, took off Sunday, and come back, recharged, been going through stuff, processing, experiencing some new things. And I got to say, guys, I feel better than ever. I feel more excited, more hopeful, more primed, more believing in where we're headed. Life is good. Things are amazing. We are going to win. We are winning. We're going to keep winning. I had this amazing experience the other day I want to tell you about. So the last couple of days, it's end of year. So lots of meetings, lots of stuff going on, preparing for the next year, ending this year. And I saw just the most amazing thing. We were up in Asheville for the weekend. And when we came back down, there was a group that visited my company just that happened to also be in Asheville. And I got to say, they had just an incredible story. This group, they help the poor, the homeless, just, and there's a lot of that stuff in all the cities. But they actually help them, not like the government. They show up at the door, build relationships, help these people. And what they were sharing and showing was incredible. And they came, they started in LA, they worked in Sacramento, now they're here in Asheville, and all that work's still continuing in these other cities. And I tell you what, guys, on the ground, one thing suffering breeds in poor economies and tough times, when the people step up. Now, these are good Christian folk. They're doing the Lord's work. And just seeing the impact they're having, the lives changed, the children changed. That's the main thing. The children changed. These people like getting better, finding help, having their lives improved. And I got to tell you, it struck me as I was watching, as I was listening to these people. This is happening all across the nation. And I talk about the political level a lot, the top down level, policy level, what's going on in the world leaders level. I talk about that top down. And that's what I feel like I'm supposed to do, right? While I do this show. But I got to say, the grassroots level in this country right now is picking it up. It is starting to do more. People are starting to move more. You don't hear about it in the news. And I needed this break to realize this, because sometimes when you're always following closely what's going on at the top, when that's your circle, you can lose a lot of times what's going on the ground. And on the ground level, people's lives are changing all across America right now. Revival is spreading. The American fire is spreading. People are waking up. People are helping each other. People are coming to Jesus. People are changing from the emptiness of all the false promises of the last few years, decades. It's happening. We are coming back as a country. It is exciting. I've never been more excited than I am now heading into 2026. I've never been more hopeful. We just got through weeks and weeks and weeks of wild psyops, of them trying to discourage us from every single angle. And I fought the good fight while it was going on, trying to cut through the noise, and got a break. And now on the other side of it, guys, the momentum is about to pick up. This is awesome. This is what tonight's show is going to be about. And it's also going to be about the fact I'm going to get to have some I told you so's to some people out there. I don't want to be rude about it, but I got to do it. I'm going to have to do it because these are important things. But before we get started, getting into it, listen, guys, God bless you. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I appreciate it so much. If you're on X, hit that repost. And as always, guys, if you are new to the show, please, please, please share this. And you know what? Get up in the chat. I love the chat. I love hitting up people's questions. I love talking to people with their comments, as long as you're respectful. It's always good stuff. And so anyways, ready to get it going. Let me say hey to the peeps in the chat to get started, to prove I mean it. And then we're going to get moving. Toe Crab, what's up, buddy? Steve King in the house. Barefoot DC, what's up? Alice here. US1, Scott Volkovich, Lucid. See, I got you an episode, Lucid. I told you I would. Mike Mishler says, I told you we have nothing to worry about. Brother, I wasn't worried. I was just telling you. Last we talked about the midterms. It's going to be a fight, bro. It's going to be a fight. C. Rob, what's going on? Let's see. Who else? R. Will, Nick Majors. Damn it, Sean. What's up, man? Ace in the hole. Wife's listening with you tonight. I love it. I love it. At work, Rum Dog. CJ Yukon. What's up, people? I love it. I love it. So Mike Mitchell says something might be announced tomorrow night. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Yep. Trump sent a letter to Waltz to step down. Tomorrow's the 17th. That's a good call, Toe Cramp. Yeah. Hey, I don't know what Trump's going to announce tomorrow, but it could be really interesting. Hopefully it is. All right. You guys ready to get into it? James Flowers, welcome, sir. It has been a minute. I'm glad you are in the house, my friend. In the Ace house, the hizzy.
You're kind of
welcome. Glad you're back. No. Stop it, Bannon. We're not talking to you right now. What's up, Action Not Words? Wago Waco's here as well. Yeah, listen, guys. I'm going to say this because Wago's usually numero uno or close to it. I didn't give you a warning tonight, and I apologize. I really totally decompressed. And then tonight, out of nowhere, not really planning it till earlier today. I was going to come on tonight all along. I'm ready. I'm rested. But my brother-in-law came into town, which is awesome. So he was hanging out with us. And so I got on a little late. Didn't schedule my live. So apologies to you all who are like, man, would you just give us a time? Would you just let us know if you're going to show up? I get it. My bad. But glad you guys made it. Kathy's here as well. What's going on? Oh, man, the Candace scoop's going to be spicy. We'll get there, Mike. But first, let's get into what I started with. So I played this video from Barris talking about Trump's bounce back. Now, this is important, all right? This is very important. First of all, I told you guys Trump would bounce back, okay? He got down in the polls, but now all the polls are coming back. He fixed it. The PSYOP didn't work. They couldn't even get him below 43% on average. I mean, you come on. Weak. The media sucks. You guys can't even do your job anymore. Mockingbird media, no longer any good. Sorry, CIA. You suck at your jobs. We are too awake now. You can't keep the good man down. Even after all the craziness of the last few weeks where they are attacking Trump from every freaking angle. They brought out the Nick Fuenteses. They handed Candace Owens some stuff to say. They attacked him from the neocon side on the right. They attacked him mercilessly on the left as usual. They used everything they could in their power for 4 or 5 weeks in a row. Starting at the beginning, I told you guys, is the biggest PSYOP I've ever seen launched on MAGA. And I called it from the beginning. 2 days later, it was in the New York Times. Kept going. They didn't stop. They came at it from every angle. And after all of it, Trump is back up in the polls, bouncing back. Here we go, right here. Even Morning Consult has them up to 46%. But I want to say Quantus Insights gives it. They're watching many polls. Say several polls showing a full rebound for Trump's approval since the government shutdown. Not a little rebound, not a tick back up, not a reversal. No, a full rebound. As a result, generic ballots showing tightening among pollsters. We'll be back in the field later this evening or first thing in the morning. We'll know more for ourselves then. Barris has him at 47. He's almost back at 50, folks, which means in real life he probably is at 50 because we all know polls are a little skewy. Having said that, this is what's important on top of this, okay? Trump's going to be fine. The people aren't leaving him. His base is strong. They're correcting on their lane. They're cutting through. They're getting smarter. Trump uses everything to his advantage. He's way smarter at politics than everybody who's been doing it for 50 years, including you, Nancy Pelosi. He's better at this than you. He's better at being the media than the media is. He just knows. He sucks them in and he crushes them. And this is going to happen again. What's different this time, and this is important, and this is, everybody take note, the Republicans are not recovering as much. So Trump is distancing himself from the Republicans with the voters. Now, this is important. This is important. With 2024, he lifted the Republicans up to the win, okay? But the Republicans in Congress, meanwhile, just remember, Congress is the problem. Trump is not the problem. Everybody who's mad at Trump Get over yourselves. Wake the frick up. We are in a republic. We're not in an autocracy. We're not in a monarchy. Trump can't get it all done without Congress. So if you want to get mad at certain things not being done, get mad at Congress. All right. If you want to get mad at arrests and stuff being done, we'll talk about that later. That's a process. We live in a republic, not a monarchy. But Congress is the biggest problem in our nation right now, as far as the leadership, as far as the power structure. Congress is the biggest problem. And the Republicans are finally being exposed for who they really are. The rhinos, the establishment types, the neocons, everybody's seeing it. And people are starting to wake up to that Trump and them are not the same. This is a very, very good thing. It's a very, very good thing because this means the people will stay with Trump and it will force the Republican Party to be purged. Republicans are talking to you. MAGA is not going away. We are coming for you, and the people are waking up. Some of you kind of convinced, not all of us, but those not paying as much attention, that you were one of us for a little while, that maybe you were on the Trump train, that maybe you'd woken up. No, now we know better. Trump's purging the Republican Party. The midterms, you have one option. Go MAGA or go home. Trump is at the point, the people are at the point where they will support Trump even if you guys won't. And if that means Democrats are going to take the House, that's going to be on you. It's going to be on you for not going MAGA. Now, people, we need to vote. We need to vote in the primaries, especially because that's where we can beat out the Republican, the establishment types. If we don't beat them in the primaries, it's still stupid not to vote for them in the midterms. I'm sorry. Even if they're terrible, you vote for them because a terrible Republican is still 276% better than a Democrat. That's just how it goes. And we will get them in the next primary. That's how we do it. Do not give up. Show up. Because otherwise, we got to deal with the gridlock nonsense, the impeachment nonsense all the way. Keep it on. Keep the pressure on. We do this. We win. Do it for Trump. You do not have to do it for the Republicans. I don't care about the Republicans. I don't even like to consider myself a Republican anymore. I'm ashamed of them. I'm embarrassed I voted for Bush twice. I am. I'm embarrassed I was forced to vote for McCain and Romney because there was no other choice. But I still showed up and voted because it was either give up our country or at least slow it down and buy us some more time. Well, now we have Trump in office. We can keep winning even with terrible Republicans, which is what we're doing. And speaking of winning, I'm going to move straight in to the jobs and economic news real quick because, again, I get to say I told you so in a second here. But hold on a second. Mark R., what's going on, man? Like, subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate the happy anniversary as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Bongino gone by Christmas. I don't know on the Bongino stuff. So the guy reporting Bongino is going to be gone. I saw it on Alex Jones. It's the same guy who reported Bongino was going to be gone last May or June. Okay, that he was on his way out. He was wrong that time. I have no reason to trust him this time. This has been constant with Bongino. They keep doing this. They just make the rotations. Have you guys noticed? Okay, it was Hegseth, then it was Bongino, then it was Bondi, then it was Cash, all of them out. Then it was Susie Wiles, then they went back to Cash, then they went back to Hegseth. All of them are going to be gone. Now they're back at Bongino. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Bongino's not a cabinet secretary. He can leave whenever he wants. All right. He can leave whenever he wants. If he decides to leave, he decides to leave. But I got to tell you, it's not going to be because Cash told him. And I will say I don't trust the reporting. I won't trust that reporting on that until I see it happen. Okay? So there you go. Mark, I haven't seen that. I'll have to look at it, but I have seen that silver is up. Silver's up. Okay, let's get to the current, what's going on in the jobs report. So the jobs report came in a little stronger than expected for November. Excellent, although the numbers weren't that crazy. But this is what matters the most. The unemployment actually went up. What does that tell you? Jobs numbers are good, but the unemployment goes up. It means more people are entering the market for jobs again. So very interesting there. Here we go, though. Listen to this. Tom Luongo post, still in the process of reorganizing. This is a good start. We won't start to see the real world effects of the new procurement and contracting rules from One Big Beautiful Bill until Q1 and won't be in full swing till Q2. Isn't that exactly what I said? 2026, watch Q1, Q2 for the economy start turning around. By Q3 should be roaring. I've said it many times. So libertarians, neocons, and commies, clock is ticking if you want to overthrow Trump. Yeah, it is. Here's what he's talking about, referencing, I should say. Private sector jobs increased by almost 125,000 over the last 2 months, while government jobs fell more than 150,000. Hallelujah. Right home about it. I mean, these numbers are incredible. We don't hear the full numbers because they just like to tell the big number. The big number is the overall. How many are total? Won or lost? Jobs gained or lost? That's what they want to tell you. They want to tell you because it's not as good as when you read between the lines. Reading between the lines right now, we can see the government is actually pulling back. You know what that means? Trump is actually holding up his promise. Can you believe it? It's incredible. Wow, he's doing what he said he'd do. Wow, I can't believe it. All these people freaking out. Trump's not doing anything. Dude, government jobs in 2 months fell 150,000 jobs. You know what that means? It means the shutdown worked. Yeah, it didn't take out as much as we wanted, but that's a lot gone in 2 months. 150K. It's a lot of peeps. But private sector almost completely offset it. The private sector hired Trump. We voted for Trump, and he is delivering, folks. This is awesome, but it's not all. Stephen Miller writes this. The jobs data you've seen most of your life has been a lie because it's been a measure of international migration. Far from measuring job creation, past jobs report have measured the replacement of American workers. Isn't that interesting? Past jobs reports measure the replacement of American workers. You know, under the Biden administration, we just kept getting all these crazy job numbers, and then they dig into it, and it was all government jobs or immigrant jobs. That's insane. But look at the AF post. I mean, all of this year's net jobs have gone to Native Americans, which people who live here, citizens. All of the net job growth for the entire year since Trump took over. Look at the number of foreign-born. It's negative. Negative. This is one of those things where you say, how the heck can anybody be upset with what Trump's doing? This is incredible. We've never seen this before, and we probably will never see it again. This should be most of next year too, if not all of next year. Maybe all of this entire Trump term. This is incredible, incredible stuff, guys. And it's just the beginning. Net immigration is negative 2.5 million for the last year now. We're up to negative 2.5 million. 2.5 million gone. That's incredible, incredible stuff. Stephen Crowder, shout out to 2.5 million deportations for finally doing what economists assured us they couldn't, which is home prices in the United States just went negative for the first time in 2 years. It's working. It's all working. Just by getting rid of the immigrants, we're already starting to see this. Just by refusing to keep hiring at the government, we're starting to see jobs change, people get real jobs, private sector growth, and housing starting to go down. Real wages are increasing. And we haven't even seen the benefits, guys, of next year. when the one big beautiful bill hits. I mean, it's incredible. I can't wait. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. I was just going to say, will 2026 economy be awesome? Actually, no, I'm going to put it this way. Are you hopeful, or hopeful's the wrong word, optimistic about 2026? All right, let me know what you guys think, because I'm starting to say, like, this, we got to start seeing real stuff here. What's up, Cassie? What's up, buddy? Tokrio says, hallelujah. Government's shrinking. That's right, baby. It is shrinking, and the immigration is shrinking too. This is also pretty crazy. So look at this. Look what Kevin Hassett just had to say. I want to play this clip from him the other day.
Evidence is mixed, but the point is that we've got deficit going way down. So right now it's looking
Sorry,
like
it's so quiet.
Deficit for this year will be $600 billion lower than it was last year. That really helps lower inflation. We've got the trade deficit cut in half from last year, and so all of these things are things that should continue to move us towards the Fed target of 2%.
Trade deficit cut in half. Luongo post, but there's no way we could balance the budget. Most of the government is still running under Biden rules because of our insanely retarded Congress's inability to pass a freaking budget wholesale. That's absolutely true. They just won't pass a budget. Trump and Bissett are right. When the investments begin paying dividends, the fiscal problems will begin solving themselves. That's the debt, folks. The debt, we beat it through growth. Growth beats the debt. All right. You see it. You see the underlying movements, what they're doing. Get rid of all the illegals. Get rid of all the immigrants stealing our jobs. The H-1Bs, go bye-bye. Get rid of all these people. Slow it all down. Bring it in. That's already having a major effect. Then ramp up energy. Get those prices down. Cut people's taxes. Love it. Cut those taxes, cut those regulations like crazy. They just create a regulation strike force to cut down regulations. Small businesses are able to breathe. All this happening for Main Street. And this means that if the market crashes, Main Street can keep growing and be fine and can weather the storm and move back up. And who knows what's going to happen with the market? We could see crazy stuff. I mean, BAM's model still predicting crazy stuff coming soon. It says Democrats holding their nose, their breath to stop any end to the waste and fraud. No wonder their color's blue. Their brains don't work from hypnoxia. But, I mean, it's pretty unbelievable, guys. U.S. budget deficit, it's actually trade deficit. Trade deficit down $600 billion this year. The tariffs are working. That's half, friends. When will the SCOTUS rule on tariffs? I don't know yet. They haven't announced when it's coming. What's up, Alan Krantz? I missed you, friend. I'm glad you're back. It's okay. I took a break myself. Mark R says we could see foreclosures, and well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see on that. It wouldn't surprise me. Let me put it that way. I got 20%, which is higher than I expected. Still negative about 2026, but that's okay. If you're negative about 2026, why don't you throw it in the chat what you're either most scared about or, let's hear from the negative people. I want to know what you're most worried or scared about on 2026, if you don't mind sharing for the people still very negative, despite the fact that in less than a year, okay, Trump's been in less than a year, Congress has passed the least amount of bills, least amount of bills in the president's first year in history, at least modern history. Passed so few, and yet the one that they did pass was so big. And then on top of that, all the other stuff we're starting to see. Trade deficit down, job growth better, it's starting to increase, illegals gone, government shrinking. I mean, come on, guys. How? I know, like, this is the problem I have lately, and I see it a lot. all this good stuff's happening, all in the right direction, and people still just focus on the one or two bad things that haven't been fixed yet. It's okay. I get it. You want everything done at once. I know. We're the microwave generation, right? Social media. We don't even watch full videos anymore. We just scroll. Hey, watch some, watch a couple shorts, 20 seconds, get my news from that. That's what people do now. It's fine. I work in marketing. I know. That's what they're pushing. That's what the algos are pushing. They want you to watch those shorts. They want you to get stuck on the forever, and it does. You just get scrolling, doom scrolling, right? That's the microwave generation. We want everything now. Okay, fine. I understand that. It's been programmed into your brain that we're all ADD now. But here's the thing. We are 2 weeks away from the end of the year. We have witnessed the most successful, fastest moving first year of a presidency in history, period. It doesn't matter how far back you go. This is not a modern history thing. It's a fact. Trump has accomplished more in 1 year than any other president in history. And that's craziness. That's craziness. And if you think he's going to slow down, you're fooling yourself. So if you're pessimistic, okay, I can understand. Maybe you still are focused on the hard stuff. Maybe you're still expecting something bad to come. You don't even blame Trump or what's going on right now. You just know it's coming. I get that. That's fine. But if you can't see that things are in a better place, that we're heading in a better direction, I don't know what to do for you. But that's, we're all in our different place. Highest GDP in history. Did we hit a highest? I didn't see that, Kessing. Alan says, BlackRock and Microsoft silently buying silver physical. Why? Well, you know why. They are preparing for something. Mark R. House market crash. The housing market could crash. That's not a bad thing. It'll be temporarily bad. It'll hurt a lot of people who, listen, I'm happy for you if you bought your house 3 years ago and it's already doubled in price. Good for you. That's a good investment. But also, I'm not going to feel bad for you if it goes down 70% in the next year, because you already gained a lot from that. Like, if you're buying it as an investment, then turn around and sell it while it's high. That's what you're supposed to do. It's all fake. It's all fake. And so if you expect your house to go up forever, well, I mean, that's not how this works. So if it's an investment, fine. If it was a purchase, then enjoy the purchase and it'll go back up again eventually. But the housing market crash in general is going to be good for the economy because a cleansing is needed. And a housing market crash would be cleansing. It will allow people to get back into the market. People who desperately need homes, desperately need to be accruing wealth. There's two main factors in life that determine your long-term wealth. You want to know what they are? It's not your birth. It's not who you're born to. The number one thing that changes your status from poor to growing in your wealth and to finishing life better is, most people don't want to hear this, but it's marriage. Yes, number one. Number one. Why? Because men, when they get married, they tend to actually start focusing on their careers more, stop playing around. It's very good. So that's number one. Number two is buying a house. When you buy a house, you finally start accruing wealth, accruing and building up an investment. But not only that, an asset, I should say, but you also, in your brain, you start settling down. You start building where you're at. So you start becoming part of a community, making more connections. There's a lot to it, psychologically and economically. So marriage and buying a home. A housing market crash it'll chase off a lot of people who already have a bunch of assets. It'll hurt them the most. And then it'll allow the people who have none to get back in. And that is better for our country long term. I don't think a war is going to break out, Alan, but I understand why you do. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Kessing, Mark R talking about, yeah, I get you, Mark R. I get you. Yeah, you're right, Alan. A lot of men or a lot of women are at that point, but not all. There's still many good ones out there. Here's the thing. I read the news to you guys. I cover the news. I give you my breakdown on all the time. I do. And I talked about this at the beginning, Alan. I don't think you were here yet. When you're always going from the top down, which means from reading the news, from getting the information they're sending us, from seeing what's on social media, you don't connect with the ground level very much. So you see the worst of the worst and sometimes the best of the best. You don't see the regular people. And there's still, despite the fact there are these crazy trends out there, it's not everybody. It's not the most. So let's keep moving on the economy here. I just wanted to show you guys a couple things on the economy and energy especially. So U.S. oil prices fell today to $55 a barrel, lowest since February 2021, which is pretty incredible because February 2021, we were still coming out of the COVID lockdowns, which means the desire for oil was being artificially suppressed at that point because businesses were just shut down against their will. So artificially suppressed. Now, everywhere's open. They're all booming, but we're drilling more. We're drilling, baby. We're getting in there, and now oil is going down healthily. This is not fought or not pushed this way. It's healthily going down on its own, organically. That's leading to more lower prices. I just saw the lowest prices in North Carolina, gas-wise, I've seen since I moved here in 2.5 years ago. So it is trending in the right direction. You know what lower oil means? Lower oil means everything starts getting cheaper in pretty soon because everything is powered by oil. Everything is shipped by ship, plane, or truck. All of that is run by oil. Shipping prices go down. Everything gets cheaper. Oil gets cheaper for you. Gas gets cheaper. That's more money in your pocket. Everything just gets better. So this is, again, Trump, man, crushing it. Getting it done. Brett, what's up, buddy? Says crude is down. That means California should be going up here any day now. Oh, man. Brett, I have a terrible story for you, buddy, being in California. Valero just announced they're leaving California. It's going to cost them $1 billion to leave. And with them leaving, they're shutting down one of their main refineries in California. And if they go through it, that if Gavin Newsom doesn't figure something out and get them to stay, gas prices could go up about like $1 to $1.50 by next summer. So that's going to be painful for you guys, and I'm sorry for that. I hope it doesn't happen for your sake. I hope it does happen for the sake of destroying Gavin Newsom's chances to be president, because that will be too big of a hit. He won't be able to survive that. I already don't think he'll survive it. I don't think he'll be able to become nominee, but yeah, it's getting crazy. Yeah, in Carson. That's right. That's right, Brett. Yeah. So again, the belief is that it'll increase prices anywhere from $1 to $1.50 by next summer. So that's going to be pretty rough for Californians, which I believe would put your average gallon at around $8 a gallon. The rest of the nation's getting cheaper. 5 states right now are under $2 a gallon. I think it's 20 states are under $2.50 a gallon. Significantly changing. Significantly going down. California keeps finding ways to go up. Gavin Newsom is a disgrace. And but that kind of stuff bodes well for J.D. Vance in 2028. But God Almighty, I pray that California gets their crap together. Trump did say that he has, this was just 2 days ago, he said he had a truckload of evidence that they're about to unleash on the 2020 election. A lot of it has to do with California being rigged. So hopefully we could see something like that. Brett said filled up yesterday is $4.69 a gallon. $4.69. That's insane, bro. My God. $4.69. I just paid $2.49. You're only gonna have to deal with this until next September. You gonna move to Mississippi? Oh man, Mark R's leaving too. Wow. Wow. How many people are in California planning on leaving? That's wild. That's wild, guys. Dang. Well, I am sorry to hear it. I'm sorry to hear it just because it's hard, you know. I mean, jeez Louise. I don't want you guys to have to move for that, but you know, this is America, but man, that's crushing. That is crushing. Insane. Well, sorry for you guys. The rest of us are getting the Trump policies. Look at this. Natural gas pipeline construction skyrocketing along the Gulf Coast. So in the states that aren't suicidal, they're allowing this to really ramp up, which is going to bring down energy prices especially. Gulf Coast set to add 18 billion cubic feet per day of new natural gas pipeline capacity in 2026. Biggest one-year increase in 18 years. That's wild. 18 years, going back to 2008, which is right before the economy crashed and right before Obama got in. Funny how that works. So under Clinton, Bush, natural gas ramped up, and Obama started shutting it down. That's how you can look at this. Represents a 13% jump in the region's total capacity, equivalent of Canada's entire consumption. 12 pipeline projects across Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. U.S. energy dominance entering a new era. Look at that jump there, folks. Natural gas is going to be excellent for keeping down heat. So energy prices next year, we should see a major turn. A major turn. That's very exciting. That's, I'm telling you guys that with the energy going down, oil going down, taxes being lowered, regulation significantly less, the tariffs starting to finally take effect with bringing manufacturing here and the investments here, and the shock of tariffs finally worn off. Everything looks good for the economy next year. Like, everything is in order. Now, the bad part is what we're still dealing with from the past. Still a lot of structural issues in the economy, still a lot of structural issues in the markets. All that has to be dealt with. We don't know what the fullness of that being dealt with is going to cause. We don't know the full problems. But I'm telling you, the foundation of the economy is getting stronger by the day. And if that foundation is strong enough, then all those other structural issues, even as they crash and burn and break and are being reset, the effect on Main Street will be a lot less than you think. The Wildcats won a state title? Oh, no way. Sonora, California? Dude. That's my hometown. That's where I grew up. They won they won state? That's wild. Wild. Silver exploding. I mean, there might be more paper silver than actual physical silver. There is. There's a lot more paper silver than actual physical silver, and it's going to be exposed if this price keeps going up, and it's going to cause major issues. This has been known for a long time. Silver's been one of the most highly manipulated prices in any commodity forever. I mean, yeah, the silver market is really causing issues. If you've noticed, they've been really trying to suppress the silver price, but it just keeps going up. There's a lot of reasons for that. One of them is flight to safety. But yeah, we're starting to see a lot of crazy stuff. No tax and tips on overtime. Some of the blue states are not going to abide by that and tax them at the state level for that amount. That's crazy. Well, let the blue states keep making their mistakes. That's what I say. Let them keep being stupid. They will just destroy themselves. I was talking to somebody about this today. We're in a fourth turning. You understand that. I don't know if you guys all know what that means, but there's a book written in 1999 called The Fourth Turning, and it's about every 80 years or so, ever since the Pilgrims came to America, there's this turning that happens in the States. And it's a major time of turmoil, but it's also when a new direction is kind of charted for the land. We're in that right now, the whole MAGA thing, but that's the position we're going forward into. But what we're leaving behind and what we're seeing the end of is a crazy leftist in America. Not saying they'll all be gone. That's not my point, but they're losing their control. They're losing their influence and their power. And that's going to continue happening, but it's only going to continue happening as long as people keep realizing how awful they are. In order to realize how awful they are, they're going to have to experience pain. And so these crazy leftists keep doing this crazy stuff. They're going to see it start falling apart. Silver's not squeezing. I don't know if silver's squeezing yet, but it's growing. But, Grok denies it. You can't trust AI on this stuff like this. I'll say that. But we all know shorts are there because of what Elon's been saying. All right. Let me shift gears here for a second. This saga, which I've covered, and I'm glad that it's coming to an end, is changing significantly. And I want to talk just for a couple minutes. I'm not going to spend long on this. But we got to revisit Candace. So, Candace Owens met with Erika Kirk. And this PSYOP is finally ending. And this is why we're going to talk about it. And hopefully this is the last time I have to talk about it, because I haven't had a lot of fun doing this. But I just doing a little victory dance because this is pretty beautiful. So Candace finally met with Erika Kirk yesterday. Apparently they had a 4-hour meeting. And out of that, she started actually starting to admit some of the stuff she was saying might not have been right. Now she's doubling down on some things, and we'll see how that goes. But here's the Timcast coverage of Candace as she's going through this list and how her audience is responding as she kind of admits some of the stuff she was saying was not right.
First off, from Colin Rugg, he says, Candace Owens says her meeting with Erika Kirk was productive and says she is very happy that we are on much better feet. Many of her super chatters were not happy with her throughout the show as she shared details about her meeting with Erika. Despite the productive meeting, Owens said she still felt there were shady characters at TPUSA. Toward the end of her show, Owens addressed some of the negative comments and accused the chat of being botted. Take a look at this. One chat says, people may call this dumb, but Candace looking to the right too much. Mikey phone call doesn't add up with her timeline. And WTF are you putting the plain debunking on the website, not YouTube? One says, Fuentes, if you see this, please expose who this actor is and who funds her. You have the green light. One person saying, wow, this breaks my heart. Another says, this is just a word salad. She is rambling, sad to say, but you are not passing the vibe check. The market is always right, and the chat is overwhelmingly saying you are not the same. Oh, it gets crazier. Candace having to tell her audience she doesn't have the goods is not going well. Here's more. One person says, so in other words, you were wrong about everything you said. Another person says it wasn't a plane, it was really a flying carpet. Candace has been set up. These bits in the room are next level. Another person saying, is this an apology video for Candace? And here's where it gets real fun. One person saying, Candace Owens has either been cloned or threatened. She is backtracking and backsliding after her productive meeting with Erika Kirk. It's over. Here's one. One person tweeting, this is super suspicious. I think she got cloned. They're officially promoting the new Candace. Another individual says, we will only see a clone of Candace from December 16th onward. It takes 3 months to grow a clone, hence why it took them until now to finally have this meeting. She was a nice girl. I hope her and Ye's clone still get along in the future. I hope that's a joke. I don't think it is.
The clone. You got to know they go into the clone excuse. It's really bad. Listen, I had so many people mad at me on the Candace stuff, and now people are freaking out, and people are so embedded in this story that they don't want to believe it's not true. A lot of her stuff, I'm not going to go point by point. I've already done that. But she's backtracked on several of the things since being with Erika. She's starting a new narrative, Candace is, and the people are freaking out. They just don't want it to not be true. So bring out the clones, baby. That's so stupid. It's unbelievable. But it's been everywhere. I mean, people have been really deep diving this. We got some great work breaking down the Egyptian planes claims. I mean, I don't need to go through it all because Candace is already starting to admit to some of this. But 66% of plane locations are wrong. 60% place the planes on the wrong continent. So there's all that. I mean, and now even Alex Jones has turned on her. TPUSA is audited under federal investigation, came back clean. Alex Jones reveals exclusive details led to the secret meeting between Erika and Candace Owens. He debunks the wild rumors TPUSA murdered their own founder. So there it is, guys. It's over. The Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk stuff is over. The conspiracies are done. She'll probably still throw some stuff out there, but it's at this point, what are we doing? How does anybody still believe in this nonsense? It's crazy. She's clearly wrong. She clearly was lying. She clearly is now trying to save face, trying to like move forward in a direction, playing nice with Erika Kirk now. I mean, it was all a game from the beginning. Candace got what she needed out of it, and it's turned around. So listen, I'm having fun with the polls tonight. I'm going to throw up another poll here on YouTube. And do you believe Candace at all? And I'll let you guys have some fun with that for a second. But I'm hoping this, Alan, I get it. I love that I would say that if Candace was a nothing, you'd be right. But you can't give somebody a larger platform when they already have the largest in the world. Nobody's watching me for her. So, but, is Alex healthy? He's actually lost a lot of weight. Alex is looking better these days. He was really rough back in the day. He's lost some weight, man. I don't know. He still sounds terrible, but I think Alex is doing healthier, But I'm just glad it's moving on. I covered it because I thought it was necessary, and it turns out, we changed. We were ahead of the game. So if you're watching this show, I got it right. There you go. So that's fun. I know a lot of you were on the same page as me, but a lot of people weren't sure, and many others were all in or mad at me. I've lost viewers. I've lost subs since going after Candace, and it was all worth it. It was all worth it. Alan, I got to say, I know you didn't like it, and that's okay. I have no regrets of covering the Candace Owens stuff because I saw a BS nonsense going on in real time and for me, I everything I do on the political scene is to protect the movement going forward so we win. And I saw a real threat to that movement, and so I had to speak on it. That's all there is to it. But while I was sharing this, though, I noticed a couple new things pop up on X I want to share. So let's go back to the economy real quick because Besant just shared this real quick, and I think it's important. I want to hear. So there were some people saying they were not. Some people not optimistic about 2026. If you're not optimistic, I want you to listen to what Besant has to say here because I think this will help.
So we should think that 2025 was setting the table. 2026 is going to be a bountiful year if the Democrats don't shut down the government, because they were unable to stop President Trump. They tried to stop him in the courts. They tried to stop him in the media. Then they went to the extreme. We had the longest government shutdown in history. It was a hit to GDP, slowed things down. We're still going to finish the year probably 3.5% GDP growth, which is incredible.
Unbelievable.
With a shrinking budget deficit. So we have very good momentum coming into next year. The economy is broadening out. You can see it. Other sectors of the stock market away from big tech are doing very well. But if they try to shut down the government, I believe that the Senate Republicans should immediately forego the filibuster, keep the government open, and let the economy do its thing. Because the one big, beautiful bill, there are so many parts to that are kicking in. We've had 15% uptake in capital expenditure. Capital expenditure historically always leads to job growth. We had the president fulfilled his promises to working Americans, no tax and tips, no tax and Social Security.
Okay, I'm going to cut him off. 3.5% GDP? Are you kidding me? This is real growth too. 3.5% GDP with the government actually pulling back its budget, with less people employed by the government. The biggest cuts to the government in years, and the tariffs, which everybody said would tank the economy, 3.5% GDP, and that's in year one, without barely any of the major policies really going into effect yet. That, my friends, is already the Trump effect. That's incredible. And again, we're just moving into. And then I saw this. Excluding the Postal Service, jobs in the federal government fell in November to their lowest level since January 15th. You see that chart? Lowest level of government employment since 2015. 10 years. We've erased 10 years of growth of government employment. Trump did that in 1 year. 10 years erased. And still, even with a government shutdown, the longest government shutdown in history, we're getting 3.5% GDP on the year. That's insane. That is insane. So just great stuff. Very exciting. Again, I don't know how. Well, I do know how. It's not. This isn't like the Candace Owens stuff. If you still are worried about the economy next year, I get it. It's okay. I'm not going to even call you a black pillar yet, because this is one of those prove it to me. I get it. That's okay. I don't see it because I'm seeing all the data ahead of time, and I'm seeing what's coming. But it is different. It is different than believing a fraud like the Candace Owens nonsense or other stuff like that. So, but again, I'm very excited about what's coming. Toe says, took massive heat from Major and on some of your followers on Truth over calling Candy. Well, you know what? That's what I meant by her tearing apart MAGA, or trying to. So hopefully they come crawling back to you with apologies. Speaking of PSYOPs, we had another big PSYOP just happen. We had... Can't wait until IRS agents are asking you to have fries with that. I love it. So Susie Wiles was in Vanity Fair today, and I don't know if any of you guys saw this, but I got to cover it in case people are watching that are worrying about this. But in the article, it sounded like she was throwing a bunch of people under the bus in the administration. But it turns out the article was unfairly edited. Stuff was taken out of context, of course. But Susie Wiles, who's chief of staff for Trump, ushered this statement, and then everybody came to her defense in the administration. Said this article published as a disingenuously framed hit piece on me and the vice president, White House staff, and cabinet history. Significant context disregard, and much of what I and others said about the team and President Trump left out of the story. I assume this is done to paint an overwhelmingly chaotic and negative narrative about the president and our team. Truth is, we've already blah, blah, blah. So anyways, all that to say, this is a big story on social media in the left right now, just pushing it to basically let everybody think that they're all falling apart. But J.D. Vance, who in the piece was called a conspiracy theory, responded. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's 4 minutes. But he says he's fired back a reporter who asked him about it, and that he's a conspiracy theorist. And it starts listing off his conspiracies he believes in. He says, I only believe in the ones that are true. I believed in the conspiracy theory in 2020. It was stupid to mass 3-year-olds. I believed in a crazy conspiracy. The media and government were covering up Joe Biden, clearly unstable. I believe that Joe Biden was trying to throw his political opponents in jail. So at least it turns out something that was true 6 months before the media admitted it. So JD, like only JD can do, responds excellently. I love it. So just another, if you guys come across that, if you hear this Susie Wiles nonsense, it's like the Bongino stuff. Do not trust it until you see results. Again, we've heard Kash Patel's leaving, nonsense. We heard Hegseth's leaving twice this year. They've tried to push Hegseth out. Nothing. We've heard Wiles is leaving Bondi, and it just doesn't happen. So don't believe the nonsense. They're trying to take out Trump's team at the top because without the team, he can't get as much done. And they're trying to cut him off at his knees. Okay, couple other things, and then we're going to head out because it's late. The Venezuela is ramping up. This is what a lot of people are worried about. War on. Trump announces a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going in and out of Venezuela. Venezuela is surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. It will only get bigger until such time as they return to the US of A all the oil, land, and assets they previously stole from us. Interesting, he says land. I wonder which land Venezuela stole from us. They're using the oil to finance themselves. Blah, blah, blah. Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. I'm ordering a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers. This is getting intense. I think we're going to win this without really having to do much other than being there. But again, all eyes on Venezuela. Let's see how Trump navigates this. Again, this is another situation where they're going to try to pull him into a hardcore boots on the ground war, and if he avoids it, it's kind of a miracle. Kessing says, funny how MSM covers Susie but crickets about Trump surrounding Venezuela. 100%. I know, 100%. Absolutely right. But we're clearly seeing a move back to the Monroe Doctrine, which is control our hemisphere completely. We've seen a bunch of populist right-wing people like Trump be elected in South America. Then we get this. According to an exclusive report published by Washington Post, Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff Dan Kane, along with senior officials at the Pentagon, are preparing a major plan to present to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, see the downgrade of several of the U.S. Armed Forces Unified Combatant Commands and a shift in the balance of power among its generals. If adopted, plan would usher in some of the most significant changes at the military's highest ranks in decades. Includes reducing prominence headquarters of U.S. Central Command, European Command, and Africa Command by placing them under International Command. Realign Southern Command and Northern Command. He's bringing it all together. He's weakening these areas with our presence, strengthening these. That's the Monroe Doctrine. Just make this ours. Not taking it over, but make sure all this is, we're just not going to be as globalist as we were. Let's put it that way. Not going to allow Europe, Asia to interfere with our side of the world as much. So we're going to be protecting all this. And this is a big part of what Venezuela is about, as well as the election stuff. So following it very closely. But Trump is literally reshaping the world. That's what comes out of this. He's reshaping the world foreign policy wise. He's reshaping the world military wise. He's reshaping the world economically. All this is happening while people are saying Trump's not doing anything. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, Chile went to the conservatives. Yeah, awesome. I mean, again, how's anybody blackpilling? This is incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. And this, again, going back to the very beginning, this doesn't even cover the kind of stuff people are doing on the ground. People who've been inspired to help, inspired to change things because of the last few years. It's amazing what's happening. And despite the fact there's going to be challenges, there's going to be fights, we're all headed in the right direction. And it's going to be amazing to see how this goes. Speaking of the EU, Witkoff canceled his Paris meeting with them over Ukraine. Washington rejected the EU's proposed amendments to peace plans, sees no point discussing them. So we're not even playing any games with the EU anymore. We're just treating them as lesser, which is how it should be. I think they're truly one of the worst enemies we have. And then speaking of other ties to the Trump's owned by Israel crowd, well, this is actually an Israeli publication. Says Marco Rubio, Witkoff, Trump's advisor, Jared Kushner are frustrated with Netanyahu's decision-making. White House, in a sharp message to Netanyahu, assassination of a Hamas official, violation of ceasefire. So they struck a Hamas individual, and the Trump administration is pissed. So, you don't get pissed, and you definitely don't report about being pissed at another country if they own you. So just really interesting stuff, what's going on foreign policy wise. But Trump is clearly establishing himself as America first, lone dog. We're not taking crap. We're not condoning your crap. We're going to do what's best for us. It's just everywhere. You can't unsee it once you actually see what Trump's doing. And nobody is even talking about this in the media. You can only see it if you actually watch what's happening militarily. Like, you have to go digging to just even see what Trump's doing. And again, we're going to see so much come from this if Trump does it right, which I believe he will. It's just amazing to me. People are blackpilling. It really is. Tesla's only 10 from 500. Jeez. That's awesome. That's pretty crazy, honestly. Okay, couple last things here. Well, I said this earlier, but let me just play this clip by Trump real quick about what's coming, because this could change. This could be an ace in the hole coming into the midterms.
That's all they're good at cheating in elections. Very good at cheating. They're professionals at cheating, because we won in 2016 by a lot. The election was rigged in 2020. We have all the ammunition, all the stuff, and you'll see it come out. It's coming out in truckloads. And California's election, New York also, but California more than any other place is so rigged. It's such a rigged election. We won the Hispanic vote. So a lot of people say Republican wouldn't win California, but I won the Hispanic vote. I won in Miami. Think of that. In Miami, I won the Hispanic vote. Along the Texas border, I won every single city or town touching the Texas border, and they're 85 to 90% Hispanic. We won the Hispanic vote. If the vote in California was legitimate, which it's not, they have 38 million ballots. Everything is mail-in voting. They mail out 38 million ballots, and they come in. Where the hell do they go, and where do they come from? It's a rigged election in California, because we would win California by a lot. And again, they feel they have the advantage with Hispanic. They don't.
So Trump, again, hammering home. It says we're going to be getting the information on this stuff maybe over the next couple months. That'd be incredible. But California, I grew up in California. California is a red state. It's got blue areas where the population is high, and that's what controls it. And I'm sure it's gotten maybe a little bluer in some areas over the years, but where I grew up, very red. The Central Valley, very red. The North is mostly red. But San Francisco, Sacramento, and LA are blue, blue, blue. And that's what has been controlling the state, but it didn't used to fully control the state. It took time, and now they've rigged those elections so that the Reds don't even have a chance. If they expose California, that'll change everything. It'll change everything. Even if they could make California purple again, it would change everything. So very interested to see what happens with this, and I truly hope he starts leaking this out soon, as well as the Epstein files, which I believe we were supposed to start seeing something as of this Friday coming up. So that'll be fun. Finally, tomorrow, guys, Trump announced this. So tonight he announced this for tomorrow. My fellow Americans, I'll be giving an address to the nation tomorrow night, live from the White House at 9 p.m. Eastern. I look forward to seeing you, quote unquote, then. Isn't that interesting? Seeing you? I don't know what he means by that. It's been a great year for our country, and the best is yet to come. Live address to the nation tomorrow night. You know, there's a lot of people have been saying, hey, why don't you do some fireside chats? Like, let's get this message out to the people. Is this going to be the beginning of that? Is he going to announce something crazier? Is he going to announce something about Venezuela or elections? Who knows? But the president going live tomorrow, going to be huge, one way or the other. This is the way the nation tunes in. So I will be live streaming it tomorrow night on this channel. So you guys won't miss it, and I'll be able to provide commentary before and after and take your guys' thoughts as well. We'll gather those. So have your questions and comments ready for tomorrow night. So, no, I'm not going to do members only tomorrow for this, Brett. I'm going to do this one live for everybody because I want everybody to be able to see it. So, but thank you, Brett, for reminding me to clarify that. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. It's really late. Love you guys. Glad to be back. I needed to get back in the groove. So I'm back, ready to go, ready to hit it better than ever. But love you guys. Appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe on the way out. And if you're new, please subscribe. If you're on X, please repost. Get that share out there. Thank you so much. And appreciate you guys. Let's say a prayer and get out of here and be ready for tomorrow. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless all these people here. I pray they all have an amazing Christmas, Lord, and you just bless our nation going forward with peace and justice, Lord, and prosperity. Bless our president, protect him, protect all around him. And I just thank you, God, that more and more is being exposed. Thank you that people are waking up. And I thank you, God, for what you want to do in this nation going forward. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, love you guys. Have a great night. Missed y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night for the Trump stream. Good night.